Designs is on the way.
Hello friends, we're back for another tutorial. Today I am going to show you real quickly how to use this DTF transfer that you use a sublimation printer with, because we're going to the Cincinnati Reds game for the 4th of July and I need a shirt for today. So I have my shirt here and I have this DTF kit that I got off of Amazon. I will link it below. It has everything that you need, your instructions on the sublimation, comes with gloves, the paper that you need. It is a plastic film that is matte on one side and shiny on the other. You print on the matte side. And then you have DTF powder, a little dustpan and broom, because you pour it into this tray, cover the ink with the powder, and I'll show you more on that when we get to that part. So let's put this away. And I had created this design a couple years ago for Cincinnati Reds. My husband and I sat down and we went through the big red machine, so all of their names are bigger rows and bands. And then we went through all like the cardiac kids and all of those, just so thought it would be a design. All their names form the Cincinnati C. So let's go to make it. Now we need to make sure that we have this mirrored. So I'm going to click up here, scroll down, and I'm going to turn on mirror. So now it mirrors the image, which this really weirded me out because it's in the same shape. And I was like, well, they just flipped it upside down, but they actually didn't. Everything's fine. We'll close out of that. We're going to go to next, and then we're going to send it to the printer. But before I send it to the printer, I need to put the paper in the printer. So grab one of these pieces of papers, and let's take this to the machine, to the printer. Okay, we are back at the printer. I'm going to stick it matte side up into the printer back. Confirm that I want to use the paper. Now let's send to the printer. Pick my printer. Where's that? Normally ask you if you want bleed, and I always turn that off. I guess it doesn't do that anymore. Let's just print this out. Print check here. Printer should look like. Well, that's printing. Let's get the heat press. I don't have like a DTF baker oven type thing, so I use a Cricut press. I saw this on somebody else's channel and I was like, that is super smart. So what I've got to set this to 302. So I'll turn this on, turn it up to 302. Well, let's do 300 because, and we will press it at 320 for 15 seconds. All right, so I need to set the timer. Oh, I don't even need to set the timer. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. So now that it's flat, Now we have a baking surface. All right, here is our image. It looks like this. So now we're going to go back over to the table, and now we're going to put on our powder. Okay, when you're messing with this, make sure that you do not touch the ink in any way, because it is wet and it will smear. Like, I don't need these lines right here. See how they smear real bad? So when I go to, I need to cut those out, or they will transfer onto my piece. So I want to very carefully say, I'm just going to trim that off. Trim that off. Trim that off. Because those are for when you do a print and cut. And there's also, no, that's fine. Okay. All right. So I'm carefully going to set this over there. And don't need the papers. Don't need that at the moment, but we do need this. If you have a mask, it's very good to put a mask on when you're dealing with these, just to protect yourself from inhaling any of these fumes, or any of the powder, I should say. So now what I'm going to do is very lightly, let's put some gloves on. Very carefully, I'm going to take my print and I'm going to lay it inside here. So scratching it. And open up the DTF powder. And then you're just going to sprinkle it. To cover all your edges. Now what it was talking about, at least 2 or 3 shakes, it's wanting you to make sure that you've got this all covered, and that means putting it on there and then shaking the powder around so it gets in there. If you notice, the powder, the words are starting to raise just a little bit. I think I heard it. Then you're very carefully going to loop the corner of this. Let the powder run down. It's not going to hurt anything. Give it a little tap. Knock off the excess. So now what we have is our image with the DTF. And very carefully knock off the powder that is just sitting around the edge of this. I don't know why something happens when it goes through the printer. I think it's where the roller pushes the paper through. So now let's go back to, I think I hit my M. Gotta be safe and sorry. Okay, now we're going to go back to the Cricut press and we're going to bake this. I'll get you in here real close so you can see this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay this on here, and if you'll notice, it starts to warm up and that DTF powder starts to melt into the ink and it causes it to react. What I like to do is get like chopstick or something that you can press this down with to make sure that all of them react to the heat. Just be real careful that you don't touch your letters. I use a stiletto. I'm concentrating. That's why I'm not talking. I don't want to touch anything and ruin it. Oh, let's get Griffey over here. Make sure he's all juicy. Get our bee on our bench. He doesn't look as juicy as the rest of them. Now you can put these, like set the temperature on your oven, put it on a baking sheet and put it in the oven to let this happen. But I don't know if I would put this in my eating oven. I'd probably get like a toaster oven that you use for crafts and do that. Because I don't know how toxic. I mean, if they ask you to wear a mask, then it's probably not food safe. All right, once that you've got this to where you like it, then it's ready to press. All right, let's go back over to the table. All right, now we need this at 320 for 15 seconds. Okay, now we'll let that. And then I guess we do it again for 8 seconds. So we'll have to remember that, because we'll have to count off. I'm not going to reset the timer just for that. All right, I am going to get my heating press, or my cutting press. This is a wonderful thing. You cut on one side and flip it over and press on the other side. I got mine off at Walmart. Okay, so I'm going to let roll this, make sure we don't have anything underneath our print. All right. Some people go down 3 fingers, some people go down 4 fingers, 5 fingers. I love these things. So you can just center it up with your neckline. And then put your image right there. I'm gonna put Nuxall at the top. That looks pretty center to me. I'm just going to cover this. And now we're going to take our heat press. And we're going to press it. Hit the start button. I'm lifting and repressing to get the other portion of it. Now I'm going to, as it sets for 8 seconds, press it. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. This. And it says wait 1 to 2 minutes after the heat press because it wants a cold peel. So let's just shake that down while that's cooling. Let's just go ahead and put this stuff away and turn it off. It's warm. And there we have it. Look at that. And it like feels like a shirt. It's not bumpy, it's not crusty, it just feels like a shirt. And we have it doesn't bleed through. That's how simple it is to use that DTF transfer stuff, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Go out and get crafty and have some fun. Thanks, friends.
Stitch it, paint it, bake it too. Maple nut dreams are coming true. Come on back, we'll save a smile. Let's make life beautiful, maple nut style. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed today's project. Until next time, keep creating, keep believing, and remember, life is always a little more beautiful when it's handmade by friends. dreams are coming true. Come on back, we'll save a smile. Let's make life beautiful, maple nut style. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed today's project. Until next time, keep creating, keep believing, and remember, life is always a little more beautiful when it's handmade by friends.